Former hostage Noah Armani speaks to the UN. She addresses them, and she went through a horrific experience. Thank God she's out, and she's free. She shares this with the UN. You probably know as well as I do that her speaking to the UN is almost like talking to the walls. It's a house of complete and absolute lies. They don't hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. It's a huge, huge problem. However, truth always needs to be spoken, and that's why this is very, very valuable. And I believe in the near future, with the United States, taking on the UN now and threatening funding, etc., that we may, and it would be a miracle if we do see a huge transition in the UN, which is absolutely necessary because they serve as a smokescreen for a lot of the corruption and terrorism that goes on in the world. Here are her comments to the UN.
Hello. My name is Argamani, and a really great honor to be here with you today. I was kidnapped by Hamas terrorists on October 7 from the Nova Music Festival with my partner, Avinatan Or. We were taken by force into Gaza. We were held in total fear, living in a nightmare. After 8 months in captivity, I was rescued by the Israeli soldiers. Being here today is a miracle. But I'm here today to tell you, we have no time. As I speak, there is still 63 hostages living in a nightmare, including my partner, Avinatan Or. In fact, we believe that 24 of them are alive. Many of them send sight of life through released hostages. Our life cannot go without them. And that is why I need to make sure that the world knows that. The deal must go on, in full and completely, in all the stages. My partner, Avinatan Or, and many other hostages are only supposed to be released in the second stage of the deal. We are talking about innocent people taken from this bed, from a dance party, from their simple life, into a pure hell. You don't need me to tell you about the 9-month-old Kfir and 4-year-old Ariel Bibas and their mother Shiri. Just a mother and her babies were brutally murdered in captivity. The crime is unthinkable. We cannot imagine it, but it happened. And that's why we cannot leave anyone there. I know what is the feeling to be left behind. I watch other hostages being released to their families. Every moment feels like the last moment of their life. Every second counts. While I was in Gaza, I was held with 2 little girls, Ila Rotem and Emily Hand. At that time, Emily was 8 years old and Ila was 12. I had to be brave, not only for myself, but also for the girls. I had to act like everything is going to be okay. And that's why I keep telling them, as long as we're here together, alive, in this room, nothing else matters. I told them to ignore all the booming, all the sound of shooting, and everything that was around us. Ila and Emily are both released in the first hostage deal after 50 days. I watched them and 2 other women who've been with me in captivity going back home to their families. As I will stay behind. I wasn't a part of any category that could be released. I can't even begin to describe the feeling of being the one that left behind. But I can tell this is exactly how the hostages are feeling today, abandoned by the world. After 54 days in captivity, it was just me, Itai Svirsky, and Yossi Sharabi. Both of them was kidnapped from their houses in Kibbutz Be'eri. We were in a war zone 24/7. It's terrifying for every day, for every second. One evening, the house that we all be holding was blown up, and we found ourselves in the destructions. Itai was able to stand up, and Yossi and I was stuck under the rebels. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I thought it's going to be my last second of my life. I screamed so loud so someone would hear me. And I heard Yossi screaming too. But after a few seconds, I stopped hearing from Yossi. I was pulled out of the rebels, and I tried to help Yossi. But it was already too late. Yossi was a close friend of mine, and he was a pure, kind soul. He will always be in my heart. Itai and I had to find someone else to hide. So one of our captors took us to another house. But 2 days later, Itai was murdered by the same captor. Itai was with me since the first day in captivity. We told each other everything. He was my true soulmate. The memory be a blessing. Hamas published a video of me describing what happened to Itai and Yossi, and that I was injured and needed medical help. But of course, I got nothing. No doctors, no Red Cross, nothing. From that moment, I was by myself with 5 terrorists holding me in the same house. You must understand, every second in captivity is dangerous. I didn't think that I could make Abel alive. This is why it's absolutely critical that we put end from this horrible tragedy. Without immediate action, many more innocent people will be killed, including my partner, Avinatan Or. Until Avinatan returns, my heart is in captivity. Today, I come before you to say, do not let the darkness take over. Work hard to get everyone home now. Work for the light and against the darkness. I came today to the UN to speak before the Security Council because I believe that you all, international community, must understand that the hostages are in hell. And after losing so many friends, I can say they deserve to come back home now. What kept me alive in captivity, and until this very moment, it was something my mother used to tell me. Always be kind. So in this forum, let me end with that. Be kind to each other. And please, bring all of them. Bring them home now. Thank you very much.
Love how she ends her speech, be kind, because that is exactly what the UN should be told. Just be kind. If you would just be kind, you would actually do very different things than you're doing. very powerful words and very powerful experiences, horrific experiences that she shared that the whole world needs to hear.